Hi, this is Robert at stocksmovingnow.com. Just wanted to show you a stock. This is FAZ, which is 3 times bear fund, which basically means it moves 3 times as much as the percentage move on the regular overall market. At any rate, it's moving higher on increasing volume. The market's selling off right now into the close. This is definitely an ETF you may be interested in. Currently supports at 1954, so it's recently just bounced off that here at the low right on this bar at 1967 in this range. It can go as high as 2128 before it hits resistance. So that's a full another 50 cents left to go, which could be a nice little pop here into the close. This stock today has kind of whipsawed back and forth, as you can see here, but it certainly there's some uncertainty in the market, and going into a weekend on a Friday, investors seem to be selling off. There isn't any particular news related to the market that I can see. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Just talking about ETFs here. Let's go to we could go to the overall market here. Let's take a look at the spiders, see if there's any kind of information here. There isn't. It's just been sideways to down today. Had the bigger move down yesterday in the morning. But going into a weekend, of course, there's some uncertainty. You aren't able to trade on the weekend. So people may be just taking their profits. We'd had an amazing run in the stock market. So this is just a pullback. Not sure if it's systematic. Another thing I want to point out right now, and you can see this happening here. Look at this. The market is just selling off in a huge way. You can't even read these symbols going by in the market movers section. And this is one of the reasons why I developed stocksmovingnow.com, is because this information is interesting but totally unintelligible. Look how fast these stocks are selling off. This is another good sign that the market's selling off. And then here on the high side, you can see FAZ just ticking along slowly but surely. These are the new highs for the day. Obviously, it's clear which direction we're going in when the market's just slamming into selling off like this. This just means nothing. So this is one of the great reasons why I developed stocksmovingnow.com, to kind of decipher this information and help me make heads or tails of it. It basically is not very useful if you can't read it. That's why Stocks Moving Now put into this grid format, telling me what industry it's in, support and resistance, what the percentage changes were. This just tells you price and or dollar change and per current price and time that it took place. So Stocks Moving Now is really a value-added site where it takes this basic information from Scottrade and their market movers section and adds some interesting pieces of data to help you make trading decisions. Let's go ahead and reload this and get this current. Again, here's FAZ right at the top of the list, 1954 on support, 2128 on resistance. And again, stocksmovingnow.com does not constitute a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any security or derivative whatsoever, and you should not consider any such information as a recommendation. So let's go ahead and just keep an eye on this. We'll watch it for a few more minutes and see what happens. But I just wanted to illustrate to you, that was a prime example a few minutes ago. You've seen it slowed down since then. But when these trades just start flying through like this, there's just no way you're going to get any kind of valuable information out of that. And so you need something that can decipher that, like Stocks Moving Now in this sortable grid. Each one of these columns is sortable. If you wanted to see what's trading right now in terms of industries, we've got these 5 ETFs that are trading, and these other ones are not categorized. Nothing really too meaningful there. By and large, though, the lows are really taking out the highs here. A ratio of 8.3907 lows to highs. So we've got 142 new lows in the last 60 minutes. And the highs, of course, FAZ is a bear fund, so it's going to go higher, but it's representing the market going lower. And there's the ratio of highs to lows is only 0.1192. So we've really had a sell-off here in the last 60 minutes, where we've had 15 new highs being made, and again having 142 new lows. So again, here we go, speeding up again on the sell-off. You can see this accelerating. when that happens, it's just meaningless. So that's why, again, why I developed stocksmovingnow.com to help you decipher this. And certainly seeing FAZ here moving up higher and then seeing the speed on these new lows being made certainly indicate the market's moving lower into the close. Of course, a lot of times at 330 things kind of turn around, so we're moving up into 320. But if this can push through the $20 mark, that's certainly psychologically interesting. It's you know, the even dollar amounts, 19, 18, 20, 21, they're all psychologically barriers that people put in their minds. But really the resistance that we see on FAZ is at 21.28. This I calculate and also give to you as part of my website. This website only costs $4.95 a month. It's a great information tool. And as it specifically relates to ETFs, there isn't a whole lot of information because these aren't industry specific. Actually, FAZ is a financial ETF. But because of that and because the financials are selling off, you know, you can see, in fact, let's go over here to the new lows. And probably a majority of these in this industry will be in the financial industry. Let's see here. If we cruise down here, I believe it's in the 400 range. Here's our money center banks: Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, State Street Bank, Legg Mason. Here's a couple of investment firms: Diversified Investments, Morgan Stanley, Sallie Mae. A lot of these in the 400 range are all selling off. So it's obvious that you know, we're having a sell-off into the close. Again, for new highs for the day, we're looking at FAZ, which is a triple times bear fund, ETF fund. Looks like it's definitely moving forward. We've got so much volume here that picked up even at 1441 into the close. You can see the spike here with 3.8 million shares traded on this 10-minute bar. So if we can get through 20, I think it'll really accelerate into the close. But let's sit here and watch it for a few minutes. I'm not going to let this go too long. But again, I really want to emphasize, when you start seeing these numbers just fly by where you can't even recognize it, that confirms that trend for the overall market. And we'll probably see it's starting to pick up a little bit. It's just like putting on the accelerator in a car. You can really see it speed up. Look at it now. It's like we talk about at stocksmovingnow.com. It's like lightning. When it strikes, it's very fast. You don't know what's hit you, and that's what's going on in the market right now. The market is just selling off aggressively. FAZ on the other side for new highs keeps plugging along, representative of that. It's getting ready to break through. If we can break through 20, that would be a huge move. But certainly this move is significant. We have to look back to, let's see how many days back. Let's go back 6 months and see if we've been this high on FAZ. Yeah, we have. In fact, FAZ has been all the way up to 89 in the past year. But let's go ahead and look back. Let's go back the last 6 weeks and see where we've been. Okay, so certainly FAZ is getting ready to touch on this bar right here, which closed at a high of $20.02. Other than that, it's been all the way up to $21.11. So it's certainly making recovery back into ground that it was formerly in toward the end of last year. We have to go back probably, let's see, let's go back 3 months. Yeah, so it even 3 months ago, toward the beginning of December, it was 2050. And again, according to our calculations for FAZ, we're at 2128 on the resistance. So we could go all the way up to this level right in here on the low, or this level, this date on the high. That's 2102. So there's plenty of room for this to go. I'm not sure if it'll get there today, but it certainly is an ominous sign for the sell-off that's taking place. Let's go back here to the 5-day chart. It does look like volume is tapering down. We had a high here of 719,000 shares on the 1 minute. We're at 217 here. So this may be done for the short term. But I just wanted to bring this to your attention, and especially the fact of how fast these market movers can move. Well, thank you for your time. I hope you have a good weekend.